A lot is here to show you that this is massive corruption, and we have to be aware. And I don't care where, honestly, I don't think this is going to happen. But if it does, if Donald Trump was found to do something impeachable, I would be for it. If the Republicans were doing this, remember, I was on Paul Manafort long before he joined Donald Trump. We were talking about the corruption in Ukraine long before he was with Donald Trump. And we were saying, look at this guy. This guy should go to jail. Look at what he's doing. We were on that story. It doesn't matter who they are if they're guilty, because this corruption is so deep. Exactly everything that the Democrats said that Donald Trump did in Russia, they did and are still doing in Ukraine. And we don't have a republic if this remains. For instance, one of the things in the phone call that the left made a big deal out of is that he was asking for help, not for Hunter Biden. The first thing he asked for, what was the first thing he said you have to find? The first thing he said was, you still may be surrounded by really bad guys. There is corruption all around you. And we think some of those bad guys are still in your circle of advisors. And the president said, I know who you're talking about. This is the president of Ukraine. I know who you're talking about. And no, sir, they are not in my circle. Well, I want you to be sure because they're really bad guys. I understand what you're saying. Then he said, we are looking for a server. Now, what server are they looking for? They're looking for the DNC server. How dare Donald Trump, how dare him tell the Ukrainians to look for a server? I'm going to tie this together with one other thing in a second. The other thing is, he also said, you have somebody that you talked to me about, and I want you to know I got rid of the ambassador, the U.S. ambassador to the Ukraine. I got rid of her. So that obstacle is no longer there. Okay, what is that obstacle? That obstacle was stopping the Ukrainians going into the embassy and saying, I have evidence that your government operatives are doing bad things here. I have information and I have evidence against some people that are coming here to the United States that are interfering in elections, et cetera, et cetera. Why would the DNC have a server in Ukraine? Now, this is the one that was hacked. Now, why do they have a DNC server in Ukraine? Well, wouldn't we like to know? So Donald Trump asked for the server. How dare him? Yeah, except that's the same server that James Comey was looking for, that the FBI, the Justice Department was looking for and couldn't find. Remember, they said that server was really, really important for the Russia investigation. That's the same server that Donald Trump is looking for. So if it was so important that the FBI and James Comey needed it, why is it so bad? Because it's going to prove that Donald Trump was guilty, right? So why is everybody upset that he's asking for this server? Why is it so bad that he says, hey, talk to our attorney general about this server? Can you find it? Donald Trump, why would he want the server that was going to prove what he did in Russia? Because the people in Ukraine have been trying to get things to the United States, but they were blocked by the DNC. They were blocked by operatives in intelligence, in justice, and in the embassy. I don't know about you, but I'd sure like to see what's on that DNC server. And if it implicates Donald Trump, then it implicates Donald Trump. If it implicates the DNC, then it implicates the DNC.